Guten Morgen. Oh, great. Yes, I smashed my phone yesterday. It fell out of my hand right here. It went like this. Ooh. And it hit this piece of metal. Comes from my car. BMW's battery twisty tool. Yeah, this is why they're so expensive, because they have these wonderful little tools. They make little tools and they just leave them all through the car. No, they don't. My dreams are becoming really vivid, and I don't realize I'm dreaming. This is new. So I've been trying the Blue Lotus, and I specifically have a purpose for it. Specifically to pull me organically to the side I need to. In the dream, there's a place in Texas or Houston. It's like the Kima area. There's Texas City. There's power plants and shit over there. And there's not where I'm saying. It's something else is over there, not a plant. But I was at this place, this big ass place, and they were bringing our material. No one was actually working. We were there for like over 8 hours. Like when I looked at the time and it was like time to get off, I'm looking around to see if like anybody's gathering the shit or doing anything, and they're not. They're not doing any of that. And what's weird about it is that there's different families and different people that I think are real people in these dreams, and every day they're coming out more clear. Like the people I saw the first dream are in the second dream, and they're starting to become more detailed. Like that was the phenomenon with the first dream that I had. The first dream that I had about it was where I acquired this here shirt. Let's see, I've drawn it so I could remember it. It's very detailed, and I believe the details are congruent with what it was in the dream. A lot of times in a dream, you get a sense of something, and on the waking side, you try to articulate it, and you have to articulate it using different stuff because you don't have the exact details. You get somehow the details get twisted and lost. To you, you know the point, you know the facts around things, but to focus in on them would cause you to lose the facts. If you focus in on the facts, you can remember the thing was a thing, but you can't direct your focus in the same way. And this is going on. Now, part of me is aware of that and utilizing it while I dream because I'm watching these details. When I finally was able to get off of work, there was a very detailed ride home. And it was in real heavy traffic where somebody got in front of me, and I had some brake problems where I like had to really connect the brake all the way down to stop. So it was very difficult. And that's when I woke up. But there was a sense of there being power. Everyone was on this job because they were getting some abilities, and they were all doing it through the dream. Is that correct or not? I don't know. It feels like it is. It feels like that's the way that it's going. That's why we're all there. We all know it. We all can see our own issues that each person has to some degree, and they seem to be playing off of it as they interact, because that's the only thing that you know about the individuals that you have is whatever problems that they're dealing with. Isn't that strange? I remember going to a house that was on the corner, somewhere in that area, like as if maybe for lunchtime or something, and my ex's family's there. It was like a house that was their house, but everyone's moved out of the house, and it's completely refurnished. And like letting them see what the house looks like after they've left and what the new people have done with it. I was doing that for the in-laws, which is weird. Like I said, I'm just stating it. They wanted to know, they wanted to see it, and then I showed it to them. Now, what's weird about this is when I woke up, I was listening to something play, and this had nothing to do with the dream at all. But in a way, it did. This guy was telling about stories where he was writing about weird shit, and he started saying, "Well, Samuel Clemens, who was um, Mark Twain, Mark Twain had dreams like this. He had such a vivid dream that he thought his brother died in a boiler explosion. Now that's what the stepdad does, or the whatever you want to call him. The ex-wife's dad is a Navy boiler worker guy, and I did some of that work with him on the same area where I was in my dream, out there on the for like the marine stuff, not marine like army marine, marine like inland marine, like boats. Because I worked on boats, and so did my dad. Whenever we were both younger, different times, we had a lot of same similar experiences having worked on boats. Him and I, but both independently. I didn't know he worked on the boats when I was working on them. I had no idea, and he had no idea when I was working on them that I was working on boats, because we weren't at that time communicating. We did after that. But has a dream. His brother, I think he said his brother's name was Henry. Henry dies in a boiler explosion, and he wakes up and he's walking to the morgue to see his brother when he realizes it wasn't a dream. And then maybe a couple weeks later, that actually did happen, and his brother did die from the boiler explosion. So it's shit like that, because that's kind of the way my dreams are now, where I'll have a dream and I'll have the pieces of it manifest the next day. Throughout the day, I'll walk into the TV and I'll see something on there, like a vehicle that I saw in my dream and stuff like that. So that's why I'm following that trail of looking at dreams, because everyone's got everyone has their own unique gifts. Now me, I dream the dreams, and I have weird ass dreams, and I have weird ass precognitive dreams. So I've stayed pretty much using my videos to um, sort of map the process and push and try to get some progress in there, which I've had some real major progress over the past year, specifically with dreams. So I find it's a good area to push in your psychic research and your abilities and all that bullshit we believe that we have access to. Now, last night I listened to a thing and it says, we're by 2045 to have a sperm count of 0. So our species is pretty fucked. And that's probably why they want to do the transhumanism, because they poisoned us with all this artificial shit. It causes cancers, causes our genetics to degrade and mutate. And that's a part of it. But as a believer in deity, I don't, I fully resist any of the transhuman movement. I find that that is like the beachhead of the spiritual war, because any augmenting of the body with machinery Or my dad has the voice thing, but that's not. He's not a robot. He's not using it in his brain. He's not Fetterman. It's not thinking his thoughts or doing anything like that. So that seems to be about the line of drawing where transhumanism starts to become a problem. Because anytime you have machinery doing stuff that your body should be doing, now I'm not talking about a fucking veteran with a blown up arm or leg. I think they should have those pieces and be outfitted with them. I think it should be something they do for free. I don't know anything about that other than that. I did have a friend that had a really good prosthetic leg that he had made for him that was kind of robotic a little bit. But other than that, I don't know. That's my dream journal. So that's what's happening there. The people are starting to come out. I don't know who. I don't know any of them, but I feel like I will, and that these are important people, and this is important to pay attention to. So have a wonderful day. That's my dream journal.